Hi guys, welcome to Connor's Mathland and happy Valentines. Today I have prepared a math problem related to love, about a boy named Rick having a crush on a girl. Hope you'll enjoy. So Rick has a crush on a girl in his AP Physics C class, and every day he will attempt to ask her out. In each day, the probability that he will get accepted, rejected, and ignored are A, R, and 1 minus A minus R respectively. And we are given that R is equal to 2019A. If Rick is ignored, he will ask the aforementioned girl out again the next day with the same probabilities of being accepted, rejected, or ignored. But if he is accepted or rejected, he stops asking the girl out. And we are given that the probability that Rick will get accepted after attempting to ask her out an odd number of days is 1 over 2020. So we want to find the value of A, express it as m over n, and we want to find m over n as our final answer. All right, so how do we start with solving this problem? Well, first, because we want to find A, and we are given A, R, and 1 minus A minus R, we can try to express all of these three values in terms of A, where we can get that the probability that he is accepted is A, the probability that he is rejected is R, but this is equal to 2019A, and the probability that he is ignored is 1 minus A minus 2019A equals 1 minus 2020A. Okay, so now what do? Well, now we have to look at our second condition, which is that the probability that Rick will get accepted after attempting to ask her out for an odd number of days is 1 over 2020. Well, what does this mean? We can split this into the different situations. If Rick directly gets accepted after asking her out for 1 day, right, this meets the criteria. But if Rick asks her out for 3 days and then gets accepted on the 3rd day, that also meets the criteria. 5 days also meets the criteria. And this goes so on. What is the probability that Rick is directly accepted? Well, this is basically A. What is the probability that Rick is accepted on the 3rd day? Well, in the first 2 days, he has to get ignored. So he has to get ignored twice, and then the 3rd day, he is accepted. So this is 1 minus 2020A squared, and the 3rd day, he gets accepted. What about 5 days? Well, he has to get ignored for 4 days, and then on the 5th day, he gets accepted. So this is 1 minus 2020A to the 4th power times A. And then for every term after this, it is the same structure of 1 minus 2020A, but every time the power of this term increases by 2. So in the next term, we would have, 1 minus 2020A, but instead to the 6th power and then multiplied by A. And this will go on forever. And in the end, because we can think about this as a infinite geometric series, this sum is going to be equal to A1 over 1 minus R. In this case, R is 1 minus 2020A squared, and A1 is just A. So we can simplify this expression to let it be A over 1 minus 2020A squared. But remember, what are we given in the problem? We're given that this probability is equal to 1 over 2020. So what can we write? Well, we can write that this expression is equal to 1 over 2020. Now we can start solving this, right? We can expand this first. We can simplify. Further simplify, right? Cross multiply. And after all of these computations, we would get that a is equal to 1 over 2020. Now, what does the problem want us to find? If the value of a is expressed as m over n for relatively prime positive integers m and n, what is m plus n? Right, so in this case, this does meet the criteria because 1 and 2020 are relatively prime. So in this case, m is equal to 1, n is equal to 2020, and m plus n is equal to 1 plus 2020 equals 2021. So our answer is what? It is D. Okay, so besides from being a cool problem, there are a few things that I want to point out about this problem. The first thing is that we found that a is equal to 1 over 2020. But what else is 1 over 2020? This whole probability is also equal to 1 over 2020. How can that be? Well, this is because the probability of him getting ignored is 0. Because this is equal to 1 over minus 2020 over 2020, which is equal to 0. If the probability that he gets ignored is 0, then on the first day, he either gets accepted or he gets rejected, which stops the game, as we could say, which stops the game at the first day. If he doesn't get, in other words, if he doesn't get ignored, it is impossible for him to move on to the second day because by the first day, he'll know the answer of whether he gets accepted or whether he gets rejected. And the second thing is that this problem looks really hard. It feels like, oh, you kind of need recursion, you kind of need all those advanced techniques, but it really isn't hard when we analyze each of the sentences independently. And the most important thing is that it really isn't hard when we express this condition from words to mathematical symbols, right? And a tool that you will commonly use in probability is to solve equations for a variable in order to find that probability. So I think this is a really cool problem. Anyways, if you like math or if you are intrigued by these types of problems, there will be a lot more on Connor's Mathland. So please subscribe. Thank you for watching and I'll hope to see you next time. Bye.